recording this album and singing these songs is like claiming that we still have freedom of speech, right? So, what is the thing that most bother you nowadays about American politicians and American society?
Well, I mean, not getting too involved with politics because I'm not a politician. I'm more of a
Yeah,
musician.
yeah,
But I'm talking about more what I see on a day-to-day basis. I think the political system, if you want to get down to that, I think it's garbage. I think that it's just voting or picking a side that's going to be less evil, And I think America needs a change. I thought Obama was going to bring this change, and I voted for Obama, and he has disappointed me because the change that I was looking for, he violated the very first week he was in office. We need to get rid of the Bushes. We need to get rid of the Clintons. We need something new, something fresh, something real. And that really was what Obama was selling to the American people. I don't think that's what the American people got. Some people are happy. Myself, I feel cheated. On that, on that kind of stuff being said, man, politics. It's not what I mean. I'm not a politician, like I said.
yeah.
I'm just telling you my experiences. How and these are experiences my statements. You know what I mean? And yes, I am open for argument. I'm open for debate, and that's what I like. I like somebody that would debate me because maybe I'm seeing something wrong, and then he'll open my eyes or she'll open my eyes, and I like that. I like to research. I like to question. My existence here. I don't want to be like a sheep and being led to everything like a lot of the American people. American people, all they care, especially the youth, all they do is play video games. They watch Hollywood movies and reality shows. Kim Kardashian's ass. That's all they care about. And
Yeah.
that bothers me. They don't really care about seeking to know anything else, that's really hurting them political-wise. And little by little, they're taking stuff away from the American people. Everybody now is talking about ISIS. I knew about ISIS 2 years ago. And now, ISIS. Like, it took you 2 years to fucking now everybody know?
Yeah, I know, I know. Well, it's sad to hear that, but yeah, it's a reality. Well, coming back to
But,
the
but that is a reality. But listen, this is the beauty of our scene. We, when I say we, punk rockers, hardcore kids, we're onto a lot of this stuff. Most of my stuff, in my judgment, is on people that that don't understand. Basically, are not within our culture. You know what I mean? But a
yeah,
lot of punk rockers, hardcore kids, they're aware to this. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, totally. Well, Roger, returning to the album, Freddie from Mobile has produced the album. And he's also singing with you guys in Never Walk Alone. Then you have Matt Henderson also in A Wise Man. So it seems like the relationship between Agnostic Front and Mobile is really close. So it will be cool if you can do a split together and sing each other's songs.
I always thought about that. It's funny you mentioned that.
Yeah,
I always thought that'd be a really cool idea. Obviously, we are family. My brother's my brother,
yeah,
and Madball. Obviously, where it originally came out of Agnostic Front, pretty much, and then they became their own identity, their own powerful, great band. And I admire that about my brother and Madball. And Matt Henderson's always been family.
yeah,
He started with us. We went to Madball, but we still people that there really hasn't been any bad ending to anybody ever in Agnostic Front. People they change, life change, they need to have family or this is hard. It's hard to go on tour all the time and come back and have a job.
yeah.
So it's been a challenge for a lot of members, a lot of people in the band, and hopefully someday we could do that split where Madball will cover Agnostic Front songs and Agnostic Front will cover Madball songs, but we could just do the first single. That's all Agnostic Front songs anyway.
Yeah. Well, on this album, you have a song called Police Violence, which is one of the first songs, actually. It's very brutal, very honest. Do you consider it an anti cop song? Do you have any personal experience with the police?
I definitely have personal experience with him, and people know I've been incarcerated. I've had my share of unjust feelings on the police. Basically, the truth, but I don't consider it an anti-cop song. again, people need to read the lyrics because I can't say everybody is bad. I don't want to say that.
Yeah.
I like to believe. I like to think that there is a good cop out there. And there probably is. My experience has never been positive. And that being said, that song is basically about the abuse of power of these people that we put in office to protect, to serve, the communities, and how they go beyond and disrespect the community. They harm people and they abuse their power. I'm against that. I've always been against oppression and overcoming oppression, and it's the honest stuff. I've always said something about when you see with your eyes. We live in a very digital era, and a very internet era. Every time something happens, there's a goddamn cell phone recording it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's cameras everywhere. They've been doing this for a very, very long time, but they never got caught.
Yeah.
Now the cameras catch you. Now they're trying to. Now one of the biggest laws, again talking about liberty and justice and freedom, is you can't record police officers. It's illegal.
Yeah.
Now, is that right?
No.
There's a reason why they don't want you to record them because of the shit that's happening. If you see some of these footage and they're beating the shit out of people, and the people are telling them, "Stop, please, I can't breathe," or "Dad, help me, I can't." Enough is enough. And the world, not only we see it, the world sees it. And then they get away with it. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm sure there's decent police officers out there. Now, if you're going to go to a bunch of police officers and throw a Molotov cocktail or throw something at them, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, I know they're going to come against you.
If it's provoked, what do you think is going to happen? If I threw a Molotov cocktail at you, what are you going to do to me?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Provoking you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But now, for no reason, just because you have a badge, think you can grab me, slam me, and tase me or beat the shit out of me? No. I'm sorry for us first.
Yeah. And, well, as you say, New York Hardcore, you have another song on the album called All New York. And as you say, New York has changed a lot. It's not like the New York we see in movies like Taxi Driver, as you mentioned before. And a lot of European cities also are drowning in this change. You have the hipster culture now. So what do you think is the solution for this? What are we doing wrong?
Unfortunately, there is no solution because it's above our abilities. And New York has started to change when Koch was mayor, and it got even worse as Giuliani took over and made that into completely Disneyland. As soon as somebody smells money or a way to make money, they're going to change it. They don't give a shit. They're going to come in with tanks. They don't give a fuck how they're going to come in. They're going to come in with police warrants, everything, and take everybody the hell out. There's nothing we can do about that. It's unfortunate. It really is, because it takes the culture, the great artistic stuff, and the real life out of a city. Like you said, not only New York City, cities like Berlin, Amsterdam, London, maybe in Argentina, maybe Spain. I don't know. Depends where we are at. I've seen it in Spain. You're from Spain, right?
Yes, from Spain, yes.
I've seen changes in Barcelona, and you know what I mean? There's nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. But the great thing about it is I have my mind to remember all that stuff. And then Taxi Driver is the New York I love. That movie is the New York I love, that element of danger. That's when New York was creative on not only music, art, dance, everything,
Yeah.
And that's the stuff you lose. People move to New York now, and they complain about noise. Is that the craziest thing you ever heard?
Yeah, totally.
Would you move to New York and complain about noise?
No, at all.
It's crazy. That's what happens in clubs like CBGB's. All of a sudden, all these buildings getting built, and people complain about noise. And they complain about people hanging out. Well, guess what? That club was there for fucking 40-something years. It was there before your building or you were there. You should have known.
Yeah.
But that's what's happening all over the world, man.
Totally agree with you. Well, and not also cities like New York, but also the musical scene is changing every day. Hardcore, for example, is a worldwide family now. It's getting bigger and bigger every day, especially here in Europe. Do you think that it's becoming to a point when maybe it's becoming a fashion?
Well, like with everything that when everything that grows is always there's always going to be trends and fashion. Of course, I agree with you. It happened from day one. Look at the punk scene. You
Yeah.
know, it became fashionable too. I like to deal more of the passion side than the fashion side. Of course, hardcore punk rock. It's all got its look. It's our tribe. And you would see somebody across the street if he's wearing the cool shirt that hardcore shirt or the mohawk that you feel connected. You know, so that is what it is. Now, I always I like to think there's passionate people out there, and at the same time, not everybody's born cool. Not everybody knows. There's some people out there that come to an Agnostic Front show. It's their first show, and they come from a different scene. Maybe they like I don't know. Let me think of a band. Maybe they're like Foo Fighters or something different,
Yeah.
whatever. And now they're introduced to Agnostic Front, and you know what? That's how it was for me. When I saw the Clash, I knew it. Before that, I listened to all kinds of other crazy stuff. So I'm always acceptance with people, and I understand that music evolves, music changes, and I understand there's trends. But Agnostic Front's been one giant roller coaster. We've been going up and down through all of this, and we're still here because the truth is, the underground core scene is a scene that will always keep you alive. You could get really popular overnight. 2 years later, you're yesterday's news. Nobody even knows. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
But if you stay consistent with the underground, you will always be loved. Even if that consistency may only be 100, 200, 300 people, 20 people. It'll feel better than 30,000 and nothing. Fresh.
Well, Roger, just to finish the interview, a lot of bands talk about their happy memories of being in a band. Especially for bands that been for as long as you are right now. But not a lot of bands talk about the hard times. Because every band passes through hard times. You know. So, what is the hardest memory or the hardest time that you have in Agnostic Front that you remember?
Well, we had a lot of hard times, man. Like I just mentioned to you, we've been through divorces,
Yeah.
prison sentence,
Yeah.
through life-threatening stuff like cancer,
Yeah.
and currently heart issues with monitors and stuff. We go through a lot. There's some stuff that we need to keep within ourselves, within our family. Not everybody needs to know all our personal stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but I've been through a lot of hardship, man, and it's not hard to figure that out. I mean, it's no secret that I've been incarcerated. That was hard. It
Yeah.
was super hard, and I didn't make it any secret. I came out and wrote One Voice, which is the only record ever to have a full theme. That record was written in prison, and it's about the experience of going into prison and coming out of it. It's kind of like Agnostic Front, The Wall, or The Who's, um, that one movie they had.
Quadrophenia.
Yeah. So it's a whole, the record, exactly, full themes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's a magical record for me. That was definitely a hard time. But what do? I know it was a hard time. I dealt with the hard time. I took the positive part of it and succeeded to move forward. I could have easily got caught in that trap that a lot of people get caught, and they're still angry, whatever, and they still do the same stupid fucking mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that I know my actions. I've done bad things in my life. I'm not a saint, but I've learned from the circumstances of that stuff.
Yeah.
And there's definitely been a lot of hardships. Even the very beginning, all the touring, Jesus Christ. I mean, we lost people we loved, relationships with.
Yeah.
We lost family, like divorce, like I said, children,
Yeah.
And touring was never easy. And it still isn't easy. We don't make a living out of this. We still have to come home and maintain our families. We still have to work. We all go to jobs. We all work. We just got to manage it right to keep what we have. Like for instance, myself, I'm talking about my wife, my children, and I'm not going to put that in any danger anymore. So I'll just tour less if I have